We are watching the radar. We got a weather alert in effect right now today and tomorrow, but even more than watching the radar here, at least in Fort Worth, McKenna King, we can hear everything outside because that thunder is rolling right now.
It is loud and it's putting on quite the light show out over downtown Fort Worth. If you watch this camera just for a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, you really start to see things light up. It is loud out there, and expect that on and off for the next several hours. And in fact, the worst of the lightning and the heaviest of the rain is still ahead of us. So just keep that in mind as we head into these overnight hours. You may get woken up a couple of times as we head into those overnight hours and through about early tomorrow morning commute. We're at 60 degrees right now in Fort Worth, so it is mild. There's that light show that I mentioned, that southeasterly wind about 9 miles per hour. Check out that visibility though. We are down to a mile of visibility. That is the case through most of the Metroplex. So if you do have to travel, a couple of things to keep in mind. The low visibility, of course, the heavy rain, and if you see the ponding, find a different route. We do have several flood warnings in effect already. This area of low pressure still sits right on the border of Arizona and New Mexico. It's starting to increase some of that lift, and that lift is picking up moisture from the Gulf, and that is helping to aid in some of those heavier showers really starting to ramp up just in the last couple of hours. Now, as we take a little bit of a closer view, you'll notice that line of lightning strikes stretching from about Parker to Sherman. We have a flood watch in effect for Tarrant and Dallas counties, and then for our northeastern counties as well. And as we take an even closer view, notice the heaviest of that rain and of those thunderstorms right now is right through Tarrant County, and that stretches up toward Keller, up toward Denton. So just keep that in mind if you do have to go out. But if you don't, avoid it till tomorrow. Now, as far as totals go, when all is said and done, as this system advances through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, we are talking 1 to 3 inches of widespread rainfall across a lot of the region. Isolated totals in some of those training storms could be even higher. Those storms are dropping a lot of moisture in a short period of time. So we're talking isolated pockets dropping 5 to 7 inches. And that's why flooding is a big threat for this evening and something we are going to watch closely. Now, notice as we get into the overnight hours, about 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, we've got some strong thunderstorms that are rolling right through the Metroplex, that long line through most of our area. As we get toward 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, just beyond the morning commute, most of this is pushing into our eastern counties, eventually starts to clear up by about early afternoon, and then we'll start to see some sunshine behind it and a nicer weekend ahead. But till we get there, we have that 5 severe risk for today, primarily going to be risking flooding out there, but then we'll also be watching for damaging wind gusts, an isolated hail threat, very isolated tornado threat, but things we are watching. That severe threat then shifts farther to the southeast as we get into tomorrow. So for places like eastern Houston and into Louisiana. Our severe threat, again, primarily going to be flooding and then the lower end threats, but we will be watching for wind damage and that hail threat as we head into the overnight hours. As we get into tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are in the upper 60s. The clouds clear up pretty quickly as that front passes through, and then the rest of the 7-day really couldn't look better for this time of the year. Mid 60s Friday, lots of sunshine. We are at 70 for February 1st. That arrives on Saturday. The morning starts off on a cool note, but the afternoon will be nice. Sunday, Groundhog Day, we are looking at temps in the middle 70s. That's how we kick off the next work week. So we do have some really nice days ahead, but we've got some heavy rain to get through first, guys.